the Indianapolis Colts just made out like bandits. But I also think the New York Jets did something that was necessary. They're catching a lot of heat right now on Twitter. A lot. Lots. So they give up 3 second-round picks just to move up 3 spots from number 6 to number 3. You look at the NFL draft trade chart. The number 3 overall pick worth 2,200 points. Meanwhile, the 6th pick, 1,600. So you got a 600-point gap right there. The 37th pick alone is worth 530 points. The 49th pick, 410. Those were the 2 from this year's draft that the Jets had to ship to Indianapolis. Let's say the Jets are really bad, and let's say they have a high second-round pick again next year. Let's say 530 points again. So you total those 3 seconds up, and that's 1,470 points. 600 to get up from number 6 to number 3. So that's more than twice as much as the trade chart suggests. So you know what that tells me? The Bills and the Jets, they were in a bidding war to get up to number 3. Bills made an aggressive move earlier in the week, getting rid of Cordy Glenn so they could swap first with the Bengals. They go up from 21 to 12. They had 2 firsts. But Jets are in the top 10. And if you look at the Colts side of things, well, you're probably going to pick Bradley Chubb at number 3. And because there's so many quarterback-needy teams in the top 5, you're probably going to get Bradley Chubb at number 6. Colts have a lot of holes on their roster. They get 3 second-round picks now to fill them. So, again, they made out like bandits. But from a Jets point of view, you weren't going to get a quarterback at number 6 because you have Cleveland at 1 and 4. The Giants at 2. I think they're going quarterback. You have potentially the Bills who are going to move up to number 3 and the Broncos at 5. So by the time the 6th pick roll around, you may have not have gotten anything. So at number 3, you're either going to get the 2nd guy that you want or the 3rd guy. We'll see what the Browns do. And maybe this changes what the Browns are going to do. Because, well, if you want to take your quarterback at number 1 and you want to take a chance on the Giants and the Colts because or the Giants and the Jets taking quarterbacks, you can get Barkley at 4. Or do the Giants take Barkley at number 2? All of a sudden, the draft has become wide open. And if you're the Browns, do you want to wait to number 4 to get your guy because you got the Giants and the Jets in front of you now who want quarterbacks? So it's going to be interesting to see what Cleveland does. And they didn't take Wentz 2 years ago. They didn't take Deshaun Watson last year. So that's got to be definitely fresh on their minds when they make this decision. So if their guy is there at number 1, maybe they should take him. Because most likely Saquon Barkley is going to be there at 4 anyway. I think the Giants would go quarterback. I think they would. Even though they're saying that Eli Manning is going to stay there for a couple more years. You know, there was rumors going on during the season that Eli Manning wasn't going to be in New York next year. Well, that's not going to be the case. Pat Shurmur has said in multiple press conferences that he wants Eli Manning to play a couple years. Now, maybe he's just, saying some stuff, saying some smoke screens just to keep people on their heels. But I don't see why he would be lying about that. So I think the Giants at the end of the day, they're going to take quarterback. And then at number 3, you're going to have the Jets taking a quarterback. So if you want your guy, you have him at 1. If you wait till 4, it's going to be the 3rd quarterback off the board. So Cleveland's got an important decision to make at number 1. But you got 2 picks to play with. And you're going to get a quarterback no matter what. So there you go. Now the Bills. The Bills need a quarterback. Oh, I'm sure Howie is excited. Hey, yo, Buffalo, you want to give us that 12 for Nicky Foles? Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, the Bills need a quarterback, and we'll see. We'll see what they do. Because I truly believe they're trying to make a big jump, because it doesn't make sense that the Jets would give up all of this to move up to number 3, because the Colts were going to trade back anyway, most likely, because they don't need a quarterback, and they have so many holes that they have to fill, So I don't think A.J. McCarron's going to be the guy in Buffalo. Sure, he'll be your starter this year, but ultimately I think the Bills want somebody better. I'm not saying it's going to be Nick Foles. I mean, Nick Foles is, 2 years older, and they did just pay A.J. McCarron. So let's look up how much was the price tag on that. 2-year, $10 million. All right, so that's not a lot at all. So they can definitely go after Nick Foles if they want to. And if you're the Eagles, well, you're going to play hard to get, and Howie Roseman's going to Howie, and he's going to get what he wants, ultimately, if that's something that they want to do. The Bills at number 12. So do they want to take a quarterback at 12? Do they like a Lamar Jackson? I don't know. I'd rather have Nick Foles than Lamar Jackson, I'll tell you that. I'd rather have Nick Foles than Mason Rudolph. I'd rather have Nick Foles than Luke Falk. But the other thing in play now is Denver at 5. Because here's what I will say. Because they would have to settle for the 4th quarterback, and they have Case Keenum, if they have faith in Case Keenum, maybe you would trade back to 12 with Buffalo, work out a trade. Buffalo gets the 4th quarterback, and that's how they get there. So it's going to be interesting. This NFL draft's going to be pretty crazy. Really, really crazy. And I'm curious to see who takes who. Because these quarterbacks, to me, are jumbled at the top. There's not a clear-cut number 1. They're all 4 right there. Josh Allen is my number 1. I got Sam Darnold as my number 2. Baker Mayfield as my 3, and Josh Rosen as my 4. I'm worried about Rosen in the NFL. There's a Sam Bradford scare I have with him. He had concussions and shoulder injuries this year. It's because he's not good at getting out of the pocket. He takes sacks and he gets hurt. What happened to Sam Bradford? Sam Bradford was always pretty accurate, but he couldn't get out of the pocket, and he would take sacks and he'd get hurt. And Josh Rosen kind of does the same stuff. But he's got talent. It's definitely there. I'm just worried about his injuries heading into the league. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of people that don't like Josh Allen. They look at his completion percentage and make an assumption that he can't be accurate in the NFL. But I'll tell you what, he made a lot of strides with his mechanics from the Senior Bowl to the scouting combine. I didn't care that he was throwing it 65, 70 yards. That's what everybody was talking about. I already knew that he had that kind of arm. He's got the biggest arm that I've seen in like 10, 15 years. I'm talking like Elway arm. There's a lot of John Elway in him. And he's going to have to figure out how to throw with anticipation, because at the college level, well, he didn't have to because his arm was so damn strong. And he had some shitty receivers at Wyoming. It was like Carson Wentz's first year in Philly. Just awful. But That's the trade news for today. 1,470 points worth of picks that the Jets gave up and sent to Indianapolis. Wow. The Jets are picking at number 3. All right. Take care. Peace.